Hello, everyone. How are you? Um, yeah, I cut the grass yesterday, so I'm a little puffy, a little allergy head going on here. Um, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to do it. I have lots of kind of well, I don't have a big yard, but I do have areas for you know animals and little whatever. So it's not. I don't. Let's put it this way: I don't have a pristine yard. Okay, I don't have the typical neighborhood yard. I just have nice neighbors. All right, so anyway, but that's why I'm a little puffy and grainy today. I'm going to have some tea after I have my cup of coffee. All right, so welcome. My name is Holly. I'm a psychic medium. I'm going to use Oracle and Tarot decks to jump as a jumping off point. And I need to say this right off the bat. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you for the person who added the comment with the anywhere in the U.S. Number for if you are in need. I put a comment in the community page. Reach out to a hotline if you are ever in distress. Please understand. This is all a general reading, and the messages I'm giving are, take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. It's your life. This is your life. No one can live it for you, and no one can make decisions for you. But please, before you make a permanent decision about something that could be temporary, and it doesn't matter how old you are, in the life of our souls, this is a blip in time. So finish out that blip, see where it takes you, and you decide where you want to go. Okay. Just take care of yourselves, okay? All right. So now I pulled some cards ahead of time, and my rib cage is sore. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's twisting on the. Who knows? I don't know. But my rib cage is sore. All right, Angels and Auras Oracle. This is the one I decided to pull from first because I got called by Spirit to do this ahead of time. And then this was the very first one that came out. So Archangel Raphael, Master Healer. He is if you want to call it, the physician of the angelic world. In green, today is more important than ever to be in the spirit of love and compassion. To be in the spirit of nature and energy, to understand that you are part of something much bigger than yourself. You are not alone. Reach out to, if you don't know who to reach out to, then reach out to Raphael. Ask him to heal mind, body, spirit, anything that is troubling you. Love, travel, humor, and vitality. And remember, without humor, sometimes Joan Rivers had the best quote. Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. You may be missing out on the best joke of all. Loved everything about her. Okay, and I know I didn't know her, but I just loved her. Okay, and speaking of which, love. This is a gigantic piece of pottery mug that I have had for, I would say, 30 years. I found it at a woman who made them, and she sang over them. And when she would create them and imbued all sorts of good energy into them in a positive word. And I found it at just a little fair I went to, a little festival I went to, and this has always been one of my favorite mugs. So the handle, everything is thoughtful. So coming from a place of love. Oh, and it matches with the color green again. And then we have turquoise with Sandalphon. Forgiveness, seeking freedom, and healing again. So healing is going to be, excuse me, healing is going to be paramount. But healing based on forgiving, not so much forgiving. You don't have to forgive others if they treated you badly, but just let it go and say, you're not going to, because the more you fixate on it and wish them harm, you're tethering them to you, and you're keeping that energetic link open. If you can let it go within yourself and say, what have I learned and how am I stronger? And then move on, that helps. Now that's easy for me to say, but let me tell you, I've had my share, and I do understand. I have definitely had my share. Okay. And sometimes it's not always easy, but heal yourself, free yourself from the binding trauma that binds you to people or situations that have hurt you. If you free yourself, forgive yourself. And I know that sounds counterintuitive when you weren't the one that hurt yourself, but especially if you were a child and you had no choice, but you were there. And there's a whole theory about people choose their parents and all of that. And I do buy into a lot of that, but sometimes I think we come in too fast. We bite off more than we can chew. So, healing yourself also means forgiving yourself for maybe staying in the energy for too long within yourself and carrying those negative messages with you. Spiritual adventure came up next. So these two steps, asking for divine intervention and asking for help, asking for healing, that's going to be important because they're showing me a train. They're showing me a train on a track. They're showing me a train on a track with the wheels going. But if there's a blockage on the track, or if one of the wheels malfunctions, you can't move forward. You have to be at that full steam ahead point. Oh, this is on a train. Maybe that's why. But what I'm getting is that, and the woman in the train is blind across from the angel, and she, you don't have to know where it's going. You can make plans, but you don't have to know where it's going. You just have to know that you are doing everything you can to make your life your life. All right? And that doesn't mean abdicate responsibility, but it means, wow, I feel like I'm talking in circles today. It does mean just living fully. Okay? All right. And from that comes abundance. And being the real you. And then point of view. Now, this card was interesting for this to end on with this particular deck, because the point of view card, we don't always understand or know the big picture. We don't always understand. We are seeing things from a very small point of view. We are seeing things through a very narrow window, okay? There is a much greater plan in place. And so I asked based on that. It's like, well, how do we know how to progress if we don't have the big picture? Sometimes you don't have to have the big picture. You just have to see that road ahead of you. It's sort of, oh, well, thank you. That's a perfect example. If you're driving at night on a highway that's not lit, or like a back road or something like that with no street lights, it would look like the world would stop and end at the end of where your headlights reach, because you can't see further than that. And it looks like the road disappears. And if it's foggy, it's even less. But you just have to trust and know that there is road ahead of you. You might slow down a little bit. You're not going to go 100 miles an hour when you can't see the road, but you're going to trust. You're going to trust that that road keeps going. You just might go a little slower. You might put your bright lights on. You might let yourself shine a little bit more and trust that you'll be okay. Take your time. There's not a rush, but there is road ahead of you, and you can see when you get there. Okay, you don't have to always know where the big picture takes you. This was the most important card of all, though, Raphael. Okay, and that harp in the back keeps standing out, so music is also very important today. Music is going to be critically important. All right, and then I drew from the Higher Self Oracle, and I wanted to get clarification cards. The first one I got was fear. The only thing holding you back is fear. If you thought the world really did drop off at the end of your headlights on that dark, foggy road that you can't see, if you really thought there's nothing beyond those 2 or 3 feet in front of your car that you could see, well, then you would stop. And what would be stopping you? Fear. We can't know everything. We are not supposed to know everything. We have to let the mystery unfold the way it's going to unfold. And that's okay. You do have vision. You are divinely guided. And there is a higher power watching over you. It may not feel like it sometimes, but it is. Just keep going. Keep moving. And it all happens in divine timing. And that was that point of view card. Divine timing. If you have to slow down on that foggy, dark road, it's okay, because you will still get where you're going. Okay? Life is about the experiences. And I've just recently come to understand it's not about the destination. And I know that's a big old cliche, but it's true. All right. Very quickly, yesterday I said something about alternate timeline, or not alternate, but just timelines. And different people are on, everybody's on their own timeline. I'm going to explain that a little bit because I had a couple of people ask. It's not anything too cosmic or big. It's, for example, and I'll give you an example to help make it make sense. So I have a friend who is an astrologer, highly psychic woman, but she doesn't bill herself that way, but she is an astrologer, and she does these amazing charts. And anytime I've had a reading from her, when I go talk to her about it, like she does my chart for the year, she will say, with you, well, normally your chart says this should happen at this time period, but with you, it usually happens a couple of months ahead. So I'm on my own time frame. You are on your own time frame. So when you hear a reading, or you get a reading, if you go for a reading for someone, you may be working ahead of that reading, and you could say, well, that's already happened, or I already know what the outcome is, or you could be 6 months behind. So timelines are very flexible because we have free will. Everyone is on their own timeline. Now that then gets into the whole parallel universes and existing at the same time, and that's a big trippy thing. And I believe there's a whole lot of truth in that, but because the soul can be everywhere at once. But one thing I do know for sure, there's also a little piece of us that stays on the other side. That's our higher self. You can tap into that and connect into that. Okay? That I think is also connected a little bit to the sense of timeline. And timelines might change. I stopped doing private readings when COVID hit because I realized, hold on, everything shifted. Everything turned on its ear. It's like the timelines that I was getting in a reading didn't even make sense anymore. My timeline shifted. Everything about everything in everybody's lives turned on its head. And so, and that's Agatha. She's protecting her toy. Don't worry about it. She's good. She may kind of drag it up the stairs here in a minute. She's in the basement. So that's all that is. It's just, just understand that timelines can be flexible. And even though something as hard and fast as usually an astrological timeline, for a lot of people, you might run ahead, you might run behind, you might, whatever it is. It's just everybody's on their own wavelength. And that's, I think, the best way to look at it. It's a wavelength. Where are you in riding that curve? Some things may halt and push you back a little bit because you need to deal with other things, and then other things will propel you along faster. So that's why with readings, they are not set in stone because you can change it. Okay? You can change. The only thing that is given is that you come into the world and you leave this world. When and how, very often, up to you. Hopefully you choose to stay here for a long time. All right. Nope, not that one. Okay. Animals. Let's look at some animal allies. Let's get some messages from our animal friends. And also, guys, I am unsure whether I'm going to need to take a couple of days. So if I'm not here I feel like it's going to be, it could be, it could be Monday before I'm able to come back in. But if that is the case, if that is the case, I'm fine. I've just kind of got that feeling there may be some things I have to deal with and take care of. So don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. But I feel, I just, yeah, I'm getting that feeling. And so, yeah. So just heads up on that, okay? All right, what is the message? What is the message for the collective? What animal allies want to send messages to the collective today? Brown bear spirit. And I'm going to use my frame of reference. So whenever I see bear or hear bear, anything about a bear, some people will get hibernation, take your time, do it. No, for me, bear goes back to that first Archangel Raphael card. It's about healing. Bears are healers. Bears, look at your own healing. It's time to heal. It is time to heal. The only thing that would slow your timeline down is if you refuse to heal, refuse to move on in your own process of healing. That's a little tough love. Okay. Wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. That's the message on the card. Wasp, man, sometimes wasps, a wasp is just being a wasp. That's just like a shark in the water that goes after someone's leg or food. You know what? Shark's just doing what a shark does. Sooner we realize that, we have to respect, I'm in your house. That's why I don't get in the ocean. Well, can't swim too, so that's another reason. I tried. I sink like a rock. But maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm kind of landlocked, so it doesn't matter. A wasp, why would you engage with something that you know will sting you until you cry? Why? Why would you keep revisiting? And I keep going back to the past. Why would you revisit these awful messages if they're just going to sting and wound you? Learn a lesson from wasp. And don't let it build. Because if you get that big, especially those like paper wasp nests, if you wait until it's huge, no. As soon as you see that first little cell being formed, if it's right next to your back door and you got to walk past it all the time, wish it no harm to say, hey, Wasp Kingdom, we are not at war. I had a cousin tell me that. We are not at war, but you can't be here. I'm going to move you. I'm going to take that down. Okay? Because, let's be real. We all need to live in harmony, but I can't have a wasp colony living where I come and go and coming in and out of my house. Okay? If you're in the back somewhere, great. All right. And then we have frog spirit. Oh, I love frogs. I love frogs so much. Clear out the clutter. Frogs for me are joy bringers. So frogs, what's the number? It said, notice the number, 28. Add it together, 10. New beginnings, starting over. Frogs, for me, when I see that, I always think, bring in a little joy in your life. That and hummingbirds. They just bring joy. They bring joy. Frogs in particular bring humor. Maybe you need to make a little noise. All right, dear Spirit. And how gentle and beautiful is that? Bring in the joy. Bring in some laughter. Bring in some healing. Walk away from painful situations. If you are in a painful situation and someone doesn't honor you, why would you stay? I know there's money and finances and sometimes all that stuff, but figure it out. And you don't have to figure it out in 5 minutes. It didn't take 5 minutes for that situation to start. Now, if you're in danger or someone's hurting you, get out. Get help. And then we have dolphin spirit. Dolphins, for me, are, well, for everyone, dolphins are incredibly intelligent. Incredibly intelligent, and they symbolize love for me. And then you have snake spirit. This one says time to heal on the card. That was bear for me, but snake spirit, spirit carriers, they shed a skin. It's time to start over. It is time to start over. So this, as a reading, tells me it's time to leave a painful situation behind. It's time to find your loving energy, and that's love of self. It doesn't have to always be from someone else. Love of Creator, love of humanity, just the essence and the energy of love. Essence and energy of love. Surround yourself with it like a blanket. Okay. Now let's get some just straight up tarot messages. Okay? Pulp Tarot. Light Seers. I'm leaning toward the Pulp Tarot. I'm kind of getting Pulp Tarot. Okay. Dun dun dun. Such a fun deck. All right. Another little drink. Okay. Since it's a big cup, I decided to mix a couple of flavors together. I had a little tiny bit of, anyway, so, but it's mainly a minty one. All right, all right. Mother, Father, God, guardians, guides, angelic beings, all that is. I call to the power of all that is, our higher power, Creator of all things, God. Don't be afraid to directly address God. Use whatever name you want. Whatever name works for you. Understand, it is the Creator of all things. He, she, combination. Split the genders and make it make sense to you. Mother, Father, God, if that works. Spirit guides and guardians. Archangels. Protectorate. Surround, protect during these proceedings. But all that is, step into this reading. This one jumped out. There's two there. They jumped out. Help me to know what the dominant energies are and what to say to the collective. One more time. You got it. Help me to know what to say. Guide and direct me in all ways. Help me to know what needs to be heard. Help me to know what needs to be heard. Help me to know what needs to be said. Okay, I'm saying the bottom. Okay, this is to start. All right. Oh gosh. Oh, there are two under here. It looked like just one fell. There were two. Okay. Just like that snake, you have to shed a skin. And when you do, when you shed that skin, that's when the new comes in. You can't have rebirth without shedding the old. This isn't like an addition to, like increasing a family where you just add to the family. It's not like that. It is shedding that old, worn out skin that doesn't serve you in order to bring in or truly shine in your shiny new skin. What does that mean exactly? It means that things have to change. There will be change. Things will have to change in your life, and sometimes the shakeup of change can be scary and hard, but change doesn't have to be bad. It's just change. Change could be, getting a new job that ends up being the most fulfilling thing you've ever done in your life. Change could be meeting the person that brings you love and companionship and fills your day with happiness. Change could be you finding your independence and your strength and loving yourself and bringing joy into your life every day and just going for the adventure, letting your day ride. Where does it take you? Change can be scary and change can be hard. But without change, stagnation happens. If that snake didn't shed that skin, think about what would happen to the poor body of the snake. It can be painful, but then it can also be beautiful. It's like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon, or a baby being born. Sometimes you have to have change. All right, so the cards that came out. Empress. You have everything you need within you already. The Moon. There's something yet to be seen. You may not know there's a change coming. Death of the old. The shedding of the skin. The Four of Cups. Refusing to take what doesn't serve you. Refusing to take scraps or leftovers. So you walk away from it. You turn your back on this murky cup of something that's not good for you. And you think you're going to have heartbreak, when in essence all it does is open you up for the beginning of something new. The beginning of something new that is even better, because it is genuinely, you move from a murky cup to a sun-filled, lovely cup. Okay? But you start out as an empress. You're always the empress. Male, female, doesn't matter. It's the energy of the card. You have everything you need within you right now. You are perfect just as you are, and you have a perfect soul. Anything else that happens in between is just stuff that happens in between. Things that are hidden from you will come to light. They will change. You will know what to walk away from. Even if it's heartbreaking or hurts a little bit at the moment, this is the outcome. You end up walking into the sunlight, the beauty, the immensity of all good things and the potential of all things coming to you. Now we're going to get the Light Seers Tarot, and we are going to get some clarifiers too, because we're running really late. So we're going to just do some clarifiers, and then this will probably have to be it for today. What are some clarifiers, please, for this reading? Huh. This is a separate message. If someone out there is waiting for the return of something, you could be waiting a long time. It's starting out with the King of Wands, the Seven of Swords, moving to the Queen of Wands, and then the Nine of Wands. A lot of wands and a matching pair. This is a separate message, I think. This is a subset of this other reading from the Pulp Tarot. If you are waiting for someone, you could be waiting a very long time because they're not ready. They're still sneaking off. So don't look for someone from the past, or if you do, they haven't changed. Okay, that's the message. They haven't changed. So just be aware of that. Now, that was not the clarifier for everybody or the biggest part of the collective for this. This was just for a small group. So understand that. Move on with your life. There's something better waiting for you right around the corner. 3 months or less. Okay. Yeah. 3 months or less. Because I got this card again, the Seven of Swords. This person will always just sneak off or not be fully the king they should be. You, however, will go into your Nine of Cups, into the light, embracing all of the wonderment, joy, and abundance that's treasure chest. Okay? You are the treasure. You are the treasure. Because in this instance, I'm hearing you are the golden light that's coming out of that. Okay? All right, so that was a clarifier for the last little bit here. All right, what is the clarifier for... Holy moly. Okay, maybe this is for everybody because I'm still getting the same... Okay, thank you. It all comes together. Ah, gosh, this is great. All right. Okay. This is all, it all does go together. I thought it was a separate, no, it all goes together. Because now I'm getting, again, the Queen of Wands. So, once you get over the heartbreak of having to turn your back on something that doesn't serve you, and you had that Seven of Swords character who wants to come back but is not healthy mentally or emotionally, and I think even more so emotionally, but you are the Queen of Wands. And again, gender doesn't matter. Don't let that trip you up. It's about the energy of the card. Okay? So, you are above it all. You are channeling your light. You are coming into your power. And after the heartbreak, once the new possibilities begin to open up, you come into your fullness of light and everything, and you feel good. Sometimes when you get away from things that don't serve you and that murky, nasty poison you're drinking, you feel better. The Three of Cups, it's you, mind, body, spirit coming together. And this also validates 3 months or less for something, your life just becoming what you want it to be. Because again, the Death card, twice we've had it. First, it was shedding that skin, letting go of things that don't serve you. This time, it's that brilliant light coming in. Okay? And what comes in? A King of Pentacles. So the King of Wands is all fiery energy and great and wonderful. A King of Pentacles is stable, solid, loyal, and everything you could want. Still with some fire. All right. I hope that makes sense. Do I need to leave that there? Say one more thing? Well, tell me what to say. What is the one more thing I need to say? You are going to be fine. That could also be a representation of you in your own life. Okay, so that doesn't have to mean a relationship outside of yourself. It could also mean that's you coming into your own internally. So it could be one of two things. It doesn't feel like it has to do with work or family or anything like that. It's one of two things. It is a loving relationship either with yourself and that internal strength, or a loving relationship of letting one go and one coming in. All right. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for being here. If you are so inclined, and you haven't already, or just kind of check, stuff happens on this channel. I mean, on YouTube in general. I mean, YouTube really does come through and on a lot of stuff. But, you know, if so inclined, subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed if you want it to, and like the video. But you don't have to, because you have free will. All of this was a general reading. You have free will. Live your life. Please don't hand over your power to anybody. Live your life. All right. I am sending you huge amounts of love and gratitude. And if I am not able to be here for the next couple of days, if I am, great. I'm not saying I won't be, but if for some reason you don't see me until Monday or the weekend, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. It just means I got to get some stuff taken care of, okay? All right. I'm sending you all love. Be well. Be well. Be well.